All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is Mr. Sunshine. Now we are in the Rolls-Royce technician, Eddy, here in sunny South Florida. And what we have here is a 1980 Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith, the long wheelbase. There's Mr. Sunshine Locksmith Eddy service van. Here's the tools that we had to use. And yesterday we had an issue, a major issue. I started the car, getting ready to go out last night, and I'm smelling gasoline. Well, that's the first red flag. I look out the window and I'm seeing gasoline puddles all down the floor, onto the ground. I backed up and the whole thing is just leaking gasoline everywhere. Now that could be a major issue. It could catch explosion through a spark on the engine or something like that. But what we did, we ended up getting my neighbor, Chris, came over and helped me push it back, and we ended up taking the other car last night, but I wanted to get it repaired for today. So what we had, the issue, that could be one of many things. A float in the carburetor may have dropped and it has an overflow, which would just leak it, but it was really spraying out. When we lifted the hood yesterday, right here, there's two of these. You see that right there? There's this one, and there's one over here. That is part of the fuel weakening system. It lowers the pressure and brings it enough to bring it into the carburetors. Well, there, that round piece that's held on with the two screws and the washer is actually an O-ring, all right, a rubber O-ring that goes around that, and that seals the gasoline so it'll continue to go down into the system. All right, here's the two solenoid vacuums right here. One's normally open, one's normally closed. That actually sucks the gasoline in there. The other one is for emissions. But we had the gasoline literally spraying out of there like a Niagara Falls blowing out of there. So what we did was today, we go ahead, we take the two, we had to leave the hood up to evaporate the gasoline yesterday. We then go ahead, take those two straight slot screws out, and once you take those out, you lift this up. Now you can use a screw, it's a fine thread, but I was able to pry it out. And what happened was the O-ring, after I replaced that about 7 years ago, the gasoline had eaten the O-ring, which gasoline will eat anything. And we went ahead and replaced the O-ring. It's a rubber O-ring, nitrile, which is gas resistant, all right? And stuck it back in, and now it's perfect. There's no issues. The engine's running nice and smooth. No leaks coming around there. This one over here, same thing. No leaks coming over there. And so we solved the issue here. Had I continued driving it, more than likely, we probably would have had an explosion. Engine would have caught fire, and then the whole car would have went out. So we saved the car again last night, but there it is right there. So if you have a Silver Shadow Rolls-Royce or a Silver Wraith from a 1965, 66 up to 1980, that could be an issue. A slow gas leak would be a drop float in one of the SU carburetors. So you have to know what you're looking at. But once you open the hood, always check for any kind of leaks, anything blowing out, especially from right up in its area there. And you should be able to run your car a long, long time. Just check it. It's not like a brand new car where an electronic light's going to go off and they hook up a diagnostic a module to tell you what's wrong. That's not going to happen. So there you have it, Mr. Sunshine, Rolls-Royce technician Eddy. Got this back up and running, so we'll be driving this a little bit later on today in sunny South Florida. Hope you enjoyed it. 561-693-8636. Mr. Sunshine coming to you live right here in sunny South Florida. Thank you for watching.